Hey, what's up everyone, it's your girl Brain Sinead, and today I'll be sharing with you my April book haul. And I am back, and also if you're new to my channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. So like I said before, I'll be sharing with you my April book haul. Now, I will let you know some of these are books that are from Book of the Month. Friends had given me books and got me books, which I do appreciate wholeheartedly. And then some from book boxes and stuff like that. So we'll get into it. So the first book that I have here is from the Fairy Loot box that was that came from April. That was in the April box, and that is An Arrow to the Moon, and this is by Emily X.R. Pan, and this is supposed to be a Romeo and Juliet reinterpretation with Chinese mythology. So I'm thinking about reading this for next month. This sounds really up my alley. I love Romeo and Juliet, and then also Chinese mythology on top of that. Like, I'm definitely gonna read it. So this sounds so good. It says this luminous love story cuts bone deep. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. It even says a spellbinding reinterpretation of Romeo and Juliet filled with romance, magic, and of course Chinese mythology. So definitely cannot wait to read this. But yeah, this is one book that I had gotten in April from my Fairy Loot box. The next book was also from the Fairy Loot box from April, and that is Blood Scion by Deborah Fallier. This is the Fairy Loot exclusive. I did a whole rant in my Fairy Loot unboxing, so yeah, I'm really disappointed with this edition, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna rant on this video because if y'all watch that one, you'll see my thoughts, which I'll leave up above, and I'll let you know how I really feel about it. But yeah, so I also gotten this, and this is, like I said, the Fairy Loot exclusive, so it is also signed by the author. So yeah, so I got this as well. This next one, my sister slash friend slash is family, and she had gotten this for me when she was at the it was like a book signing with a lot of great authors in Texas, and so she had gotten me The Marvelers by Danielle Clayton. I cannot wait to read this. I think it might be already out now, maybe, or maybe not, I'm not sure, or it comes out next month. But I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. It's giving me like academia type of feels to it, so I love that. And we have, you know, black girl on the cover with a black boy. Oh, love that so much. Definitely cannot wait to read this. It looks really good. I haven't read a lot of books by Danielle Clayton, but this one looks really up my alley, so definitely cannot wait to read this. So thank you so much, Brie, for this. I do appreciate it. Next one, this is from Penguin Teen, which I cannot wait to read this book. This book is going to be coming out in August, so I'll definitely be doing a review about it prior to its release date, and that is Set in Girls, and this is by Charlene Thomas. Now for this book, which I'll read the synopsis for you, it says a smart and twisty debut that starts off like Friday Night Lights and ends with the power of Dear White People. Set in academic high is a prep school obsessed with its football team and their 13 conference win streak, a record that players always say they'd never have without Seton's girls. What exactly Seton girls do to make them so valuable, though? No one ever really says. They're just the best. But the team's quarterback, the younger brother of the Seton star who started the streak, wants more than regular season glory. He wants a state championship before his successor. Seton's first black quarterback has a chance to overshadow him. Bigger rewards require bigger risks, and soon the actual secrets to the team's enduring success leak to a small group of girls who suddenly have the power to change their world forever. This is the story of Seton Girls. And it goes into the author saying, Charlene Thomas lives in Maryland and works as a marketer. Seton Girls is her first novel. So yeah, I cannot wait to read this, and I just love the cover. Of course, it's definitely giving me vibes, and I love it. So like I said, this comes out in August, so I definitely will be giving a review about it prior to its release date. Next book that I have here, which I'd gotten, I cannot wait to read. This is probably going to be a book that I read next month, and that is A Magic Steeped in Gold. This is by Judy I. Lin. And then I do believe the second book, I think it's a duology, the second book comes out in August, so I definitely have to read this prior to the second book. So for this, it says, for Ning, the only thing worse than losing her mother is knowing that it's her own fault. She was the one who unknowingly brewed the poison tea that killed her mother, the poison tea that now threatens to also take her sister's shoe. When Ning hears of a competition to find the kingdom's greatest Shangyan Shi masters of the ancient and magical art of tea making, she travels to the imperial city to compete. The winner will receive a favor from the princess, which may be Ning's only chance to save her sister's life. But between the backstabbing competitors, the bloody court politics, and a mysterious and handsome boy with a shocking secret, Ning might actually be the one in more danger. So yeah, cannot wait to read this. So excited. Cannot wait for next month. There's so many great books I'm going to be reading, so definitely for it. So cannot wait to read this. Next book that I have is from Book of the Month. Well, the next 3 books right here is from Book of the Month. The first one is Lessons in Chemistry, and this is by Bonnie Garmis. This really sounds really familiar, or not familiar. It sounds interesting because it's about chemistry and stuff like that. But I will say I do love the Waterstones edition better, but it is what it is. You know, I'm going to give this a try and see if I like it. So for this, it says, chemist Elizabeth Zott is not your average woman. In fact, Elizabeth Zott would be the first to point out that there is no such thing as an average woman. But it's the early 1960s, and her all-male team at Hastings Research Institute takes a very unscientific view of equality. Except for one, Calvin Evans, the lonely, brilliant Nobel Prize-nominated grudge holder who falls in love with, of all things, her mind. True chemistry results. Like science, though, life is unpredictable, which is why a few years later, Elizabeth Zott finds herself not only a single mother, but also the reluctant star of America's most beloved cooking show, Supper at 6. Elizabeth's unusual approach to cooking, combined 1 tablespoon acetic acid with a pinch of sodium chloride, proves revolutionary. But as her following grows, not everyone is happy, because as it turns out, Elizabeth Zott isn't just teaching women to cook, she's daring them to change the status quo. Laugh out loud, funny, shrewdly observant, and studded with a dazzling cast of supporting characters, Lessons in Chemistry is an original and vibrant as its protagonist. So yeah, this sounds really good, so I'm definitely going to give it a try. The next book, which is from Book of the Month, is going to be Kaiki maybe, I think, or Kaiki, whatever, I don't know. I think I'm just going to stick to Kaiki. This is by Vaishnavi Patel. I will be reading this also next month, and this is one of my anticipated reads of this year, and it is a chunky book, but who cares? I'm still gonna read it. It looks amazing. Just the cover alone it's just giving. So for this, it says, I was born on the full moon under an auspicious constellation, the holiest of positions, much good it did me. Now, I'm not going to read the synopsis, but yeah, I definitely cannot wait to read this next month. It's definitely giving me the vibes that I need and that I want. So definitely cannot wait for that. Next book is Like a Sister, and this is by Kelly Garrett. I cannot wait to read this book. Now, I might not read this next month, but I'll be reading it the following month, so in June. And so for this, it says, no one bats an eye when a Black reality TV star is found dead, except her estranged half-sister, whose refusal to believe the official story leads her on a dangerous search for the truth. So yeah, this sounds really good. It says, when the body of Desiree Pierce is found on a playground in New York City the morning after her 25th birthday party, the police and the media are quick to declare her death an overdose. A tragedy, certainly, but not a crime. Yet Desiree's half-sister, Lena Scott, knows that can't be the case. A graduate student at Columbia, Lena has spent the past decade forging her own path, far from the spotlight. But despite the bitter truth that the women haven't spoken in 2 years, torn apart by Desiree's partying and by their father, Mel, a wealthy hip-hop mogul, some facts about Desiree wouldn't have changed, and Desiree would never travel above 125th Street. So why is no one listening to Lena? Lena becomes determined to find justice for her half-sister, even if it means untangling her family's darkest secrets or ending up dead herself. Yeah. Cannot wait to read this in June. This sounds up my alley, and the cover is just beautiful and gorgeous. So definitely cannot wait to read this. The next book that I got is from Alicia. She's just a great friend, great supporter. She's just such a sweetheart, and I love her for that. And we're going to be buddy reading this next month, which is, like, of course, I'm going to be reading this next month. It gives me everything that I'm wanting. And that is The City of Dusk by Tara Sim. And it says, darkness falls, gods rise. So I definitely cannot wait to read this with Alicia. It's going to be a fun time. This is going to be the first book in a series. So, yeah. Definitely looking for like dark academia, political intrigue within this book. And so it says, for every realm there is a god. For every god there is an heir. For every heir there is a price. Enter a world of bone and shadow magic, of vengeful gods and defiant chosen ones, in the City of Dusk, the first book in the Dark Gods trilogy from a stunning new voice in epic fantasy. The four realms, life, death, light, and darkness, all converge on the City of Dusk, but the gods have withdrawn their favor from the once thriving and vibrant metropolis, and without it, all the realms are dying. Unwilling to stand by and watch the destruction, the four heirs to divine power, Angelica, an elementalist, with her eyes set on the throne, Risha, a necromancer fighting to keep the peace, Nicholas, a soldier who struggles to see the light, and Tassia, a shadow-wielding rogue with a reckless heart, will become reluctant allies in the quest to save their city, but their rebellion will cost them dearly. So yeah, definitely cannot wait to read this. This is an adult book, I believe it is an adult book, and this just sounds really good, and I just love this. Like, look at that. Cannot wait to read this with Alicia, and it's just going to be a fun time. So I'll be also reading this next month. Next book that I hadn't gotten is, of course, The Blood Trials, which I'll be reading next month. I've been hearing nothing but great things about it. I want to do a whole review about it just with this book alone. And this is by N.E. Davenport. Now, y'all, I'm sure y'all know by now. Y'all have seen it circulating through BookTube, Bookstagram, Twitter, what have you. TikTok probably, maybe not. I don't know about TikTok. But it's just giving me good vibes. I love this. And this is sort of giving me sort of like Blood Scion vibes, but this is an adult book. So it's definitely going to be more brutal and stuff. And, you know, it's an adult book. So you're going to get some brutal stuff in this book. But I'm definitely cannot wait to read this. So yeah, I'll be reading this next month. And this cover is beautiful. Next book that I got, which was a recommendation from Deja, and that is Sweep of Stars by Maurice Brodus. I'm probably going to end up reading this in June. That's the goal. It just looks really interesting. It's a sci-fi adult book, so I cannot wait to read this. Oh, it just looks so good. It says, for the Mangano Empire, the past, present, and future are about to collide. Praise for Sweep of Stars. It even says, political space opera tackling big themes through intimate points of view. This sprawling tale of kinship, community, and identity is sure to leave you eager for the next installment. So this is the first book of the installment because it says one. And these are just blurbs, just saying it. So it says this powerful, sweeping Afrofuturist space opera introduces Mangano in a cooperative society of Pan-African people stretching through the solar system. Brodus draws a direct line in global Black history from the kingdoms of pre-colonial Africa through the American Civil Rights Movement and into an imagined future, making this a hugely ambitious and notable work of post-colonial science fiction. This takes the genre in an exciting and challenging direction. So yeah, cannot wait to read this. This sounds something for me that I would read. So definitely cannot wait. And it's sci-fi. I want to read more sci-fi books. So there we have this. The next book we have is Favorite Star by Rebecca Ronorris. So I had pre-ordered this book, but I realized that my Barnes & Noble had them out already. So I went ahead and returned or canceled my pre-order and just got this because it was already there in the store. And I just cannot wait to read this. I love Black Sun, and I enjoyed it. I love Serapio. It was just fun. So I do plan on reading this next month. I gotta continue on with it. I need to know what happens next. It definitely the first book ended on a cliffhanger, and so I just gotta know. I gotta know. So yeah, I have Favorite Star by Rebecca Rosenhorst. Next book is from Fairy Loot. This is from the adult subscription, and that is Atlas 6. This is by Olivia Blake. I might read this next month. I'm not sure. It's going to be on my pile of maybe not. But I might end up reading it because I want to see what the rave is about this book. It's on TikTok. It's everywhere. People love this book so much. And they're excited for the second book. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to read this and give it a try. But even on the front, it says 6 are chosen. Only 5 will walk away. And on the back, it says 6 extraordinary magicians. 5 chances to win 1 secret society. He knew even before he started talking that they would all accept the offer. It was a formality, really. Nobody turned down the Alexandrian Society. Even those pretending disinterest would be unable to resist. They would fight, he knew, tooth and nail to survive the next year of their lives. And if they were as steadfast and talented as the society presumed them to be, most of them would. Most of them. So yeah, I really want to know what the rave is. Like I said, this is the fairly exclusive, so it has like the stenciled edges and stuff. So yeah, I probably will read this next month, but we will see. These next 2 books are from Princess. I told her I was interested in reading this series of books, which they're huge and humongous, and it's historical fiction. And so she had gifted these to me because she had them and she had no interest in reading them. And so she had gotten me the first book of Outlander. This is the 20th anniversary edition by Diane Gabaldon. And then this is the second book. This is the Dragonfly Amber. So yeah, I love Outlander. I love the TV series, and I heard some mixed things about the book itself. So we'll see what happens. Some people said it was boring. And there are huge books. They're huge. They're like chunky books. But I'm all here for it. I cannot wait to read them and see what I think, but I do love the TV series. So we will see. And last but not least, we have this book, which is a pre-order. It's one of my anticipated reads of this year. I'm debating on if I should read this next month. I need to cut down on my books because next month is going to be a little crazy for me. There's a lot of books that I want to read next month, and I'm trying to fit all of it in one month. And I'm like, girl, there's so many. I got some more months that I can do because the year ain't over yet. It's not even the middle. It's about to be mid of the year, but not yet. So you got time. So I need to chill. But it's like I need to read as many books as I can. That's like how my mind is at the moment. So I need to just chill. Anyways, this is the book that I pre-ordered, and that is Burn Down, Rise Up by Vincent Torrado. And with this author, I'm really excited about. So Vincent Torrado is a non-binary Afro-Latin Bronx native. They ventured out to Pennsylvania and Ohio to get their bachelor's degree in biology and master's degree in bioethics. They have had short stories published in Desert Rose and Fia magazine. So the pronouns are they, them. So they had done a phenomenal job with this book. They killed it. Like, look at it. Like, I love this. It's so enticing. A black girl's on the cover. She got braids in her hair. Like, I love the vibe. So let me go ahead and read synopsis for this book. So it says, mysterious disappearances, an urban legend rumored to be responsible, and one group of friends determined to save their city at any cost. For more than a year, the Bronx has been plagued by sudden disappearances that no one can explain. 15-year-old Raquel does her best to ignore it. After all, the police only look for the white kids, but when her crush, Charlie's cousin, goes missing, Raquel starts to pay attention, especially when her own mom comes down with a mysterious illness that seems linked to the disappearances. Raquel and Charlize team up to investigate, but they soon discover that everything is tied to a terrifying urban legend called the Echo Game. The game is rumored to trap people in a sinister world underneath the city, and the rules are based on a particularly dark chapter in New York's past. And if the friends want to save their home and everyone they love, they will have to play the game and destroy the evil at its heart or die trying. Oh, so I'm definitely excited to read this. This might actually be what I'll read for Pride Month, actually. So I might actually just wait until June for this one. Oh God, I don't know if I can wait that long, but I'm gonna give it a try. But this book just sounds phenomenal. I'm so excited. Even on the back, it says there were only 3 rules to live by for the next hour if we wanted to survive. 1, before 3 a.m., but no earlier than 2:45 a.m., flip a coin 3 times to decide between 2 directions. Rule number 2, begin the journey the minute it is 3 a.m. and chant "We are echo bound" 3 times. Continue in the direction chosen. Rule 3, do not end the journey before 4 a.m. If you try, you'll become part of the journey. Oh my God, this sounds so amazing. It says prepare for your newest obsession. And that was said by Ryan Douglas, who had written The Taking of Jake Livingston. So, I cannot wait to read this. This is definitely going to be a book that I read in June, for sure, for Pride Month, which I believe, June is Pride Month. So I definitely will be reading this in June, and then we'll go from there. But that is it. Those are all the books I have received in April. That's it. No more, hopefully. Like, I know in May, there's going to be a lot of books coming out, especially at the beginning of May and at the end of May. There's 2 particular books I'm looking for, but I know there's some other books I have pre-ordered as well that's coming out in May. But I'm excited. But that is it. That is all for my April books I have acquired in April. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please, please, please give me a thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much for watching, you guys, and please stay healthy and stay safe. See ya!